Today, I'd like to talk to you about finding your voice in times where you're experiencing conflict in a room. So, for many actors, you're walking on to sets and walking into rehearsal rooms where, depending on the story that's being told and the circumstance that the story is being told within, and what I mean by circumstance is the size of the budget, the pressure the team are under, that can lead to the experience of a highly intense film set or rehearsal process. And usually that's to do with time constraints, budget restraints, or you can often actors will talk about when the budget is low and everybody's doing it for the love of it, the actual atmosphere on the film set or in the rehearsal can be quite enjoyable, pleasurable, and fun. So what is the difference between those? I want to talk about the alchemy of the story you're telling. So if you're telling a story that has a lot of violence in it or a lot of conflict in it, and if you are on a set or in a rehearsal room where the people who are managing, producing, directing are also in a state of intensity because they're under pressure or they're stressed, the chances are that that rehearsal process, that shoot will be very intense. And what I find in these situations is that intensity appears to shut down the actor's voice. So the actor feels it doesn't have a voice in that situation, and it can often feel quite intimidated. The actor can feel like they're just part of the machinery. They're told to stand there, look there, walk over there, and that in many ways it's counterintuitive to what they're being asked to do, because what you're being asked to do is be vulnerable and sensitive to the story while being put in circumstances that can be very intense, very clinical, very technical, while at the same time as you're being asked to be the heart of the story, the heart of the experience. And this can be very confusing for actors. And what I see quite often is they shut down, they go into a state of freeze, it affects their performance. And if it doesn't affect the performance, it affects them in their ability to enjoy, remain curious, remain open to the process. So I feel it's a very important conversation. How do you hold on to your own integrity, your own value, your own craft, your own skill in those circumstances? So what I've done is I've created a day-long workshop, and it is about nervous system regulation. So how do you regulate your fight, flight, freeze response, your desire to leave, your desire to defend yourself in a kind of more reactive way, or can happen to the nervous system is you can go numb and freeze and actually not be able to say anything. So I'm going to do a workshop that kind of addresses this and gives you the kind of skills you need to practice, to prepare for situations of intensity, so that the set can be intense and people can be under pressure, but you, the actor, know how to create the space to remain complex. And that requires skill. And that requires you having a kind of greater awareness of yourself, of others, of your role within the story. So if this is something that sounds like you would be interested in it, we have a day-long workshop in June in Glendalough, and I'd love to see you there.